As an engineer, charging an electric car didn't make sense to me to start with, so I want to break it down for you to the method that makes perfect sense to me. Now, pretend your electric car is a bucket of water. It's empty at the start, and that is your battery. There's nothing in there. If you want to charge it or fill it with water, you're going to start filling it up until you get near the top, and then you'll start slowing the tap down because you don't want the water to overflow. A car battery is the exact same with an EV. So as you start filling it up really fast to about 80%, it then starts tapering off and trickling in that charge until it gets to 100. So that's why you'll hear a lot of manufacturers quote charge times from empty to 80%. It's a good level playing field. Now, there's a few different charge types as well. Some cars have single phase chargers on board. Some cars have 3-phase AC chargers on board, while other cars accommodate DC fast charging. So that's where you can go 50, 100, and in the case of the new Porsche Taycan, 350 kilowatts. Whereas on a single phase charger, you're limited to around 6.6 kilowatts and then 22 kilowatts on a 3-phase charger. Now, down here, we've got a couple of different charge types. So this here is a 10 amp plug. This is the type of plug you're going to be able to plug into at home. So that means you'll plug it into a power point at home, but this is the equivalent to filling that bucket of water with an eyedropper. It's slow, it's laborious, you never want to use it, but it's there just in case you need it. On the end of this cable is the charge plug type. This is a Type 2 plug, and it's common to each of the EVs we have here. Some of the older EVs and some of the other brands on the market will use different plugs, but this is where Australia is heading in terms of charge types. Over here, we have the cable that allows you to do single phase or 3-phase charging. Again, you've got a Type 2 plug over here that goes into the car, and then you've got the other end, which goes into the public charging infrastructure. So hopefully that gives you a quick idea of how to charge an electric car. Now we'll walk you through what each of these cars offers in terms of charging types. Tesla and Elon's gang, they're kind of the masters of electric cars, and this here is the proof of concept. 100 kilowatt hour battery means it has a range of about 500 kilometers, but they've gone one step further with the charging. So they have their own supercharger network on their own proprietary plug, of course, but there's also a 3-phase onboard charger. So there are a breadth of options there to get this thing full. And if you do charge it from empty to about 80% on a supercharger, you're looking at around half an hour, which is pretty impressive. The pint-sized Renault Zoe. Have a look at it. You can almost pick it up, except you can't because it's quite heavy. 41 kilowatt hour battery pack beneath it, 400 kilometre driving range, but Renault's quite clever here. They state the range for winter and summer, so they reduce it depending on how much air conditioner or heater you're using, because that obviously affects the range of electric cars. And then on top of that, you can only charge it with single phase or 3-phase. It doesn't offer a DC fast charging solution. So if you go the fastest charger, which is 3-phase, 22 kilowatts, you're looking at a charge time from 0 to 100% of only around 2.5 hours. So it does fit the bill there in terms of city use. The Nissan Leaf is a big step forward over the old one. We're talking about a car here that has a 40 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's got a driving range of around 270 kilometres on the WLTP cycle. But it's interesting because when you pop that front, you've got 2 charging ports. You have a standard Type 2 plug, and you also have a CHAdeMO plug, which is a big old chunky thing. It can charge up to 50 kilowatts on a DC charger, or if you're at home, it can do up to 6.6 kilowatts on a single phase charger as well, and then also your 10 amp charger too. In terms of charging time, if you go with that 50 kilowatt option, you're talking about 0 to 80% in just 50 minutes. So it is a really good all-round package. The Jaguar I-Pace. Have a look at that. It is stunning there in the first edition in that red colour. Under the body, you've got 90 kilowatt hours worth of battery packs, but it is fast. It will do 200 kilometres an hour. It weighs a little over 2 tonnes. In terms of charging, you have a single phase 6.6 kilowatt charger on board with your Type 2 cable, or you can do fast charging it up to 100 kilowatts on a CCS Type 2 combo charger, which will net you 0 to 80% in around 30 to 40 minutes. It adds 200-300 kilometres to your journey each time you're travelling there. So it is a really good package. By the way, range of around 470 Ks. Hyundai offers the best of both worlds with 280 kilometres of driving range, and it's fairly realistic as well. Hyundai's toned it down so that you can actually get that driving range instead of overstating it with perfect conditions. Under the body there, you've got 28 kilowatt hours worth of batteries, and you've also got 2 different charging options. You can either use the Type 2 plug, or you can go DC fast charging using a CCS combo Type 2 plug. That means you can charge the car in about 20 minutes from empty to 80%, or if you're at home, you've got 6.6 kilowatt onboard single phase charger as well. So this car really delivers everything you need from an EV.